3, 2, 1. Let's get it, boy. This is BK, your host. Joining me on the right side, as usual, Ravi Andra Savani.
What's up?
We have a big one today. Big fight, all right. I think some would even say this is probably the biggest fight of the year. UFC 254.
It must be, right? Is Khabib a bigger star than Adesanya?
Definitely. I don't think Khabib is a bigger star, like if you're talking star power, but if you want to talk about his fan base, Russia is a huge nation, man. I'm not sure how many followers he has on social media, but it's probably a fuck ton, dude.
Yeah, it's probably more than Adesanya's, 100%.
Yeah, dude.
And it's not even only Russia, dude. He has fans everywhere. And the fact that he fucked up Conor, like all the eyes were on him, so
basically,
I think that's fair to say.
Most people who actually know of Conor as an MMA fighter, they probably have heard of Khabib in some sort of way. Okay, Rav, we'll just quickly recap. So, like, 2 weeks ago, we had our picks for UFC 253, Adesanya versus Costa, and Blachowicz versus Dominic Reyes.
How did we do?
Both of us, we managed to get 1 out of 2, but for the accurate picks where we choose the method of victory, not even close, man.
Not even close. It's hard, dude. The fight's a fight. At least you got the picks right.
The fight's a fight, dude. At least you got our picks right. Yeah, so we try and make it a point. We'll make at least 2 picks for 2 fights for every episode. We'll check the score up there on the top left.
Yeah, I think with the fighters we fuck with or we're familiar with, then we'll make our picks. If not, we'll probably shut the fuck up about it.
Like you said, man, a fight's a fight, dude. I think picking the winner is hard enough, man. If you want to choose the method of victory, dude, there's so many ways that you can win or lose a fight in MMA, dude.
That's how you make the big bucks, bro.
Yeah, like, okay, you compare to another combat sport like boxing. So what's a method of victory? Either winning by points or winning by knockout.
Yeah, I don't know if it's separate with TKOs and KOs though. Because
in boxing?
Yeah, in boxing.
Most likely.
Anyways, yeah, so we got 1 right pick in the last pay-per-view. We both picked Reyes and we fucked up there.
Yeah, right now I should be 3/4 and you should be 2 out of 4 right now.
Got you. You want to recap that real quick? What do you think about Reyes?
Jan is good, man. Jan is pretty fucking good. I remember saying, like, even in the video, that I wasn't going to bet on Dominic Reyes, even though I picked him to win, but I definitely did not put money on it because I just thought of, okay, so he's strong. Everyone knows that. He's got a nasty left hook, but he's also tactical and he executes his game plan. He actually sticks to the game plan.
Yeah, his body kicks were fucking insane, huh?
It's crazy, dude. He's strong as hell, and he used to fight at middleweight.
Yeah. And Izzy just made it look easy.
Oh, man. Okay, let's talk about Izzy a little bit. Okay, so...
Got you.
Dude, I actually had a couple of friends came over and watched the fight together.
Tell the people.
What do you mean?
You got a bunch of casuals.
Yeah, a bunch of casuals to come and watch the fights. Okay, because, you know what? Let's just say I don't have anyone that's even close to you if you're talking about MMA or UFC fan.
I mean, the reason why I bought the casuals was I just wanted to make it a point that the casuals were actually super interested in the fight. Like, people that would never ask me about MMA, they'll be like, oh shit, let's watch the fight together. I'm like, yeah, come over. So anyways, yeah, back to your point.
Yeah, we were watching the fight, Costa versus Izzy. I was really focused, man. Like, the whole first round, I didn't say much, because when it's a really big fight, I tend to not be able to speak much during the fight. Okay, because I'm just so focused on the fight.
So nervous.
Nervous as hell. But the thing about that fight is I actually didn't mind either fighter winning. So it wasn't as nervous as compared to when I'm just all one-sided on one fighter.
What do you mean you didn't care? That's fucking blasphemous. You didn't care if Costa won that fight?
I didn't, to be honest.
You're a fucking Costa fanboy. You got a fucking hard on for him.
I don't know, man, because I like both fighters. I like both fighters, and I know that honestly, taking a loss is very normal in MMA, dude. And it's what happens after you take a loss.
Yeah. Like, striking, I don't know who can hang with Izzy. Just striking.
I don't think there's anyone, even John Jones. No, not even John Jones.
Exactly. Like, I think if John Jones doesn't bring his wrestling into the Izzy fight, if they do fight, or when they do fight, I think John's going to have a real problem.
He has got a real problem on his hands, dude. Okay, so let's say they fight in a year's time, John and Izzy. That's a year's time worth of preparation for wrestling. Like, he could improve his wrestling way more. We've seen Izzy actually he has legit takedown defense. And we've seen it time and time, man. Like, against Brunson,
Yeah, but the thing with
Who
the
else?
Brunson one was, I don't know, Brunson seemed scared or like he didn't really set up the takedowns. He was just spamming him. But someone with John
Oh.
Jones who is strong standing up too, they'll probably open up his takedowns more.
Let's talk about John Jones' timing, dude. All of his strikes, he's got such good timing that when he hits the opponent, he manages to get out of range after he hits the opponent. Like similar to how Izzy fights. So what I saw in the Izzy Costa fight, so Izzy immediately he was slamming the leg kicks into Costa's lead leg. And you can prepare for a striker like Izzy, someone really rangy, because I saw that Costa actually brought in someone that's tall and lengthy into his camp. But you're not going to prepare for someone like slamming their shin into your calf. And especially without shin pads, because if you're doing sparring, you're going to be wearing shin pads, first of all.
Yeah, I think it's just entirely different when Izzy's throwing it because he's not just throwing it, he's setting it up with shit. I mean, Izzy's just a master of striking, you know what I mean? So it's going to be hard for someone to replicate that level of striking in a camp.
Even if they could, you haven't actually fought them in a real fight before. And Izzy has fought so many high-level strikers, dude. I would assume he's fought a lot of people close to his level, assuming he's the best.
And he probably fought someone with Costa's style. Like, he's had his fair share for sure.
I think after the first 2 or 3 minutes, no adjustments was made by Costa. He had to eat a shot just to land a shot at that point. And he couldn't do that, man. Like, every time Izzy hits him, he went back to his stance, he reset it. And Costa, he just couldn't get close and land a clean shot. Izzy made it look so easy, man.
Oh, God. He was just not on his level. He was saying that the whole time, too.
Yeah.
What do you think about the end where he raw dogged him?
I actually didn't see that shit happen. I saw it happen after the fight was over on social media. Yeah, I actually didn't catch it live because it wasn't that long. It was a second or two?
Yeah, I know. What are your thoughts on it though? Too much?
I think that's all fair in war, dude. Like that's so easy. Something that Izzy would do, definitely, right? He's a fucking troll, dude.
I mean, it's better than Khabib jumping off the fence and fucking up and starting a brawl.
I think that's better, to be honest. It's more entertaining, dude.
That was so crazy.
Of course, not good for the UFC, not good for the fans around.
Yeah, but debatable, because they did talk a lot of shit before the fight.
The fact that Costa actually had a problem with what Izzy did after the fight, like when he raw dogged him, the fact that Costa even said something about it, like what is he even thinking, dude? Like, if you watch the build up to that fight, Costa's constantly on social media. He probably has someone that writes out his lines for him. But yeah, he's been talking shit consistently.
Yeah.
So
yeah. He's like telling him to sign the contract and shit. Bro, there is no contract. What are you doing here?
He's just doing Costa things at this point. It's just talking shit on social media. Anything that gets him attention.
I guess it's gotta hurt your ego though. To lose like that and to get done like that after the fight.
That's the thing, dude. Like, Costa's next fight, it's really going to tell a whole lot about him. I don't know, man. Like, at this point, like, who's he actually going to match up against in middleweight division? I'm going to put a top 5. I just want to see if there's anyone similar to Izzy in top 5. Because he's going to have problems, man. Okay, so Darren Till is number 6. Right now,
that'll be interesting.
Way more interesting fight for... it's a way more interesting fight, Costa and Till right now, just because we've seen what a high-level kickboxer can do against.
That fight would tell us a lot about Darren Till as well.
It would. Who else? Jared Cannonier. Oh, Cannonier is good, man. He's going to be fighting Whitaker soon. We'll talk about that later as well. And Jack Hermanson. I think Hermanson is fighting...
He probably matches up well against Hermanson.
You think Costa is favorable or Jack Hermanson?
I think Costa's going to knock him out.
I do think so. Even though Hermanson is rangy and he has really, really, really good grappling, ground and pound, Hermanson's going to be fighting Till.
I think Conor wants to fight in the November or December pay-per-view. But word on the street is that UFC wants him to do the Jan pay-per-view.
Okay, so there's been a lot of news about Conor coming back, and this happens all the time. Okay, Conor is making headlines every time that there's a huge UFC event. He's going to be posting right after the event's over just to get the most traction. And he was supposed to fight a couple of times this year, but this time it seems like it's actually legit. Like, a lot of people say that it's for real this time. Like, he's actually going to fight Dustin Poirier. He's even talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao next year, 2021.
Yeah, did you see his tweets?
Yeah.
Where Poirier said that he wants to fight him because he wants to get ready for a southpaw?
Yeah, Poirier mentioned that on Matt Serra's podcast, and Conor pretty much confirmed it, like, reason why. Okay, let's say it's another plus point for him in preparing for Dustin Poirier because he plans to eventually fight Manny Pacquiao in boxing, and Manny Pacquiao's a southpaw as well.
And Manny Pacquiao just signed with the same management company as Conor.
Yes, Paradigm, is
Paradigm?
it? Bisping's under the same management as Conor.
Oh, right. Yep.
But,
Right.
dude, exciting stuff, man. I can't... Whew. You know me, boy. When it comes to Conor, I'm excited to watch him fight any fight, dude.
Yeah, you can see him right here.
Dude, there was talks about Conor that he was gonna fight Diego Sanchez.
Oh my god! Don't talk about it. Okay, let's act like that never happened.
I'm definitely tuning in to watch that, even though it's gonna be such a one-sided fight. And do you hear what Dana said about that? If I make that fight, Conor against Diego Sanchez, who is way past his prime, Dana would lose his promotion license if he actually set up that fight, just because of how big of a mismatch it is.
That was dirty of Conor to post the DMs, though. Did you see that?
Yeah.
But whatever. It's all a negotiating tactic, though, Beak. So
it is.
Politics.
High-level negotiations. The fight biz. Why do you think Dana didn't want Conor to fight Poirier?
I think he just wanted to see if he could get a crowd involved before Conor fighting. So I think he's just trying to delay it as long as possible. That's what I think, but I don't know. Because that's a lot of money that he forgoes if Conor fights without a crowd. Because the Conor gates are crazy.
Yeah, a whole lot of money, man.
Yeah, because Conor said he wanted to fight a season this year, right? He wanted to fight a few times.
Yeah, so-called season, dude. 2020
the UFC
season.
was just having it. Yeah. He actually wanted it and he asked for it, but...
I mean, I believe Conor.
So now...
I'm just a Conor dick rider, but yeah, I do believe that if he was given all the 3 fights that he actually wanted, he would have fought 3 times a year. This year, I mean.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And
dude, Conor headlining in Fight Island, how crazy would that be?
Dude, that would be sick, man. But like you said, UFC is probably not going to let that happen just because of the fact that they're going to lose out on the gate.
Yeah, we'll see though. We'll see because I think they're kind of pushing to a corner now that I think Conor will fight. He's adamant on fighting in 2020. That's the thing.
Yeah,
he's adamant.
Dana wanted him to fight early next year. I think February or January, but
Jan or Feb.
He's persistent on fighting this year. So I think that's the biggest factor right now why the Dustin Poirier rematch is not finalized. And yeah, they're kind of figuring out which card they could still add Conor to for this year.
The problem is they have to move champions around because they're already booked. And if Conor is headlining...
Yeah, Valentina Shevchenko is going to be co-maining the UFC 255 card. The one where Figueiredo is going to defend his title against Alex Perez.
That's November?
November, yep, next month.
So who's headlining December?
Good question, Ralph. Let's check it out. Nunez, right?
Right, so the gist of it is they don't really want Conor to be the main event and to have a champion fight under him because then those champions will benefit from the Conor pay-per-views because then UFC has to pay them a percentage of the pay-per-view points. Yeah, because if you're a champion, you automatically get PPV points.
Oh,
so you get a percentage of the PPV.
Right.
And if Conor is fighting, that's like millions and millions and millions of dollars.
That's like what?
Yeah,
double,
so then,
triple, quadruple
exactly,
the PPV points. Let's say if the card is as how it is, the flyweight title is on the line and the women's bantamweight title is women's flyweight title was on the line. I think that card is probably gonna pull 200 to 300,000 pay-per-view buys at max.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and Conor being an addition to the card, we're talking about quadruple easily, right? It's probably gonna
100%. It's gonna be 1.5 at least.
If
it's against Poirier, it might be 2 mil.
Okay, I see
I won't be
exactly
surprised if it's
why UFC is not willing to do that right now. It's just
and it's disrespectful for the UFC to move a champion and be like, Conor wants to fight, so fuck you, and we're gonna put Conor here and we're gonna make you fight some other time. We'll see how they come to terms because Dana will want him to fight Jan probably.
Just
but
fucking
Conor's
fight Conor.
adamant in
Come
fighting
on,
December.
Come on, man. That's the reason why.
Hopefully any day now. Hopefully any day now they'll announce something.
Any day, Ralph. Any day, man. I can't wait for that day.
That'll be a big news day. Yeah, that'll be a big news day.
Lightweight division in the UFC is easily the most exciting division right now. The most competitive, the most exciting, and it has the most eyes on them as well.
Debatable, but yeah, I'd agree with you. But debatable.
Okay, what's your favorite division in the UFC? If you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one, it's lightweight, but it's definitely debatable that welterweight
is pretty
fucking
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
I
agree, but other people might have a different opinion. Is what I'm saying. They just got Michael Chandler too, so that's fun. It's got to be lightweight. It's so stacked.
Oh my god, Michael Chandler, dude. That is fun, dude. That's real fun.
Yeah, something fresh blood. Michael Chandler's legit, man. He's super legit. So it'll be interesting to see who they announce him to fight.
Let's not forget, man, Michael Chandler is currently going to be the backup fighter for Gaichi and Khabib.
Let's not go there. Let's just hope everything is fine and everyone makes weight and everyone's healthy and they can fight.
Okay, Rav, if you
I don't want to see Michael Chandler fight. Did you see Dan Hooker talking shit? Is it with Nate Diaz?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm sold.
Man, Dan Hooker against Nate Diaz.
How's that feel?
It's about time they fought too. Or Tony
not
Ferguson?
surprised.
Oh, okay, dude. Anything. Okay, lightweight. Lightweight's the best division. Hands down.
I think
welterweight is pretty sick too, but I think lightweight.
No, Rav, come on, man. Lightweight division's where it's at, dude. Dude, okay, so Poirier, Ferguson, Hooker, McGregor. Dude, McGregor fighting Poirier, Ferguson, or
yep, any of that. Anyone in top 5 fighting each other, I'll take that. I'll take that for sure.
People always say this about the lightweight division. You match up anyone in the top 5 or even top 10, you ain't gonna go wrong, man. It's gonna be amazing fights.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Charles Oliveira, who's sitting at number 6 position in the lightweight division, he's most likely gonna fight someone below him in the rankings.
He's on a streak, right? He's like, what, a 6-fight win streak? Yeah,
7 or 8
he's on a
fight
crazy run. Who did he last beat? Kevin Lee?
He is an... Yep, he smashed Kevin Lee, dude. That was so impressive of him.
Oh my god, he choked him out. Kevin Lee tried to fight him after he tapped. Why you gotta do that, Kev? Why you gotta do that, Kev? Why you gotta do that?
Why you gotta do that, Kev?
Come on, man. Dude, oh, you're better than that.
Man. I feel for Kevin Lee, man. I actually really like him, dude.
Me too, man.
I like his whole persona, everything about him, dude. He KO'd his...
And then after that, he lost to Charles Oliveira, right? I mean, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. Charles Oliveira is legit. Kevin Lee can still get back into it, I think. But that just shows you how good Charles Oliveira is, man.
He is a bonus machine, dude.
He's a stoppage machine, man. He's so good on the ground. He's crisp striking too.
Stoppage. Let me just read out this stat right now. In 38 matches, Oliveira has 29 wins, 27 of which he finished the fight. Ooh. 27.
What's the KO submission percentage like?
Dude, his submission is 19, dude. 19 out of the 29 wins.
Damn, son.
That's insane, dude. Insane. Man, he's choking everyone.
It's gotta feel good to be a finisher, man. Imagine being the UFC and you're just known as a finisher. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of lightweight division, no one wants to fight Islam, dude.
Oh, let's do that then. Let's do Islam.
I want Oliveira to fight.
Love me the lightweight division.
Dude, I love the lightweight division. It's the best.
Yeah, it's actually the best.
Nothing else, dude. The best, dude, by far.
I mean, I think that's because no, I'm not. But I think that's because most like average people would be in the lightweight division. Mm-hmm. So the sample size is just so much. Spot
on, Ruff. 100%.
Right?
Average, competition level is that high solely because of that reason.
Yeah. Because I'm average. If I were to fight, I'll probably find the lightweight division. Because I walk around 170.
Because I most definitely would be lightweight.
Yeah, you too, yeah.
But I ain't want to fight nobody there. I ain't want to fight nobody there. They're all killers. They're all killers and they walk around at 180.
Oh my god. Okay, how much do you think Khabib walks around at? He's got to be...
Yeah, I think below 190 at this point. Because he fixed up his diet. That's true. I don't think he balloons up that
That's true.
You know what's interesting? I look at the lightweight division, right? It's so crazy, man. Gaichi is actually is probably the lightest fighter of season.
Your weight-wise?
No, I think Conor and Gaichi should be around the same, like under 170.
Yeah.
Like, walk around weight.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And Gaethje's number 1. So Gaethje's number 1 right now, and he is considerably one of the smallest contenders in lightweight. And Colby Covington is also one of the smallest contenders in lightweight division. In the welterweight
Colby's
division.
huge though. He was big. He seemed bigger than Tyron Woodley.
I think that's the height.
Well, he just seems like a big ass man. Tyron's a thick boy for sure.
Big ass, big legs, dude. Do you remember back then there was a video of Conor McGregor sizing up Tyron Woodley?
Of course I remember.
Rav, how much things have changed right now. So
you mean Tyron wise? Or everything wise?
Yeah.
Everything wise.
Dude. So back then, no one could picture it because people think that, all it takes for Tyron is just to land that one clean shot. Tyron's going to maul him if they start to grapple. But Conor and Tyron are exactly the same height. And I don't know, man, maybe Conor was seeing things that that we couldn't see, back then.
I think Conor can definitely take Tyron out. I mean, it's easy to say now because Tyron's on a losing streak.
Yeah, it's easy to say now, but what did you think back then?
But strike,
I bet you didn't think that way,
yeah,
Ralph.
exactly. Yeah, you're right. Especially if Tyron decides to
I bet
wrestle
you didn't
him.
think that way.
But
right now, the way everyone looks at it, Conor's gonna be easily the favorite in that
you think
fight.
so? I don't know about easily.
Even? Yeah, maybe. But I want to see the
I
fight.
want to see that fight too. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But I would love to see that fight. Imagine if we fought in the UFC and we didn't cut weight. We would fight monsters like Kamaru Usman and Tyron Woodley, dude.
Dude, that's messed up, dude. Messed up.
How is that fair?
Conor McGregor against Dustin Poirier 2, the rematch. First fight, Conor smoked Poirier in the, I think, 4th minute. Yeah. I wouldn't say that he smoked Poirier because up till that last exchange that got Poirier knocked out, Poirier was actually landing clean on McGregor too. So much as McGregor was landing clean on Poirier as well. And dude, just look at the hair that Poirier has been on ever since, man. Dude, okay, so since Dustin Poirier's loss to McGregor, this was in 2014, he beat Carlos Diego Ferreira, Yancy Medeiros, Joseph Duffy, Bobby Green, he knocked him out, lost to Michael Johnson, won against Jim Miller, Eddie Alvarez, Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, Max Holloway. Yeah. So he beat 5 champs in a row.
Yeah, wow.
5 former champs in a row. And he lost to Khabib and his last fight against Dan Hooker.
So what do you think? Conor Poirier too? I think Conor got it, man. I think Conor still got it.
I think for that fight to be a close fight or even be competitive, he has to be in a great mental state because it's hard, man, once you have a loss against someone and finding him again.
Yeah.
And considering the way that you got knocked out.
There's not going to be trash talk either. It seems like they respect each other so much now. And they're donating money to the Good Fight Foundation, stuff like that. But you know what's crazy? We say that Conor's got it. Like, we have seen Poirier's striking. We have seen
crazy,
it.
Dude.
And we barely have seen Conor show his level, dude. And we still think Conor's going to beat Poirier.
One thing that's amazing about Conor. Okay, one of the many things that's amazing about Conor is his ability to execute on fight night, to perform under the lights. I don't see Dustin being that kind of fighter. Dustin is, dude, he is miles ahead of where he was when he lost to McGregor the first time. But when I was saying about their first fight being at featherweight and this fight taking place in lightweight, I don't think there's going to be much of a difference because the weight cut was really tough for him. So maybe that affected him in, it was easier for him to get knocked out. His chin wasn't as good. But we've seen Conor knock out people at 170, dude. So
yeah, no, I don't think the weight's going to be
much of a factor. So Conor's definitely the favorite on paper as well.
Yeah, I think so too. Which is weird. Which is super weird because we literally have seen Dustin Poirier beat how many champions in a row with his striking?
5.
Outstriking Max Holloway like that.
Yeah, Ralph, that's a great point that you put out there. Dude.
And we haven't seen nothing from Conor. We saw him fuck up Cowboy, which he fucked up Cowboy, and
dude, we haven't seen nothing.
Yeah, and then we still think
since then.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, man. Maybe it's also the fact that you can't even imagine Conor losing to Poirier. You can't. I can't imagine that, dude. I think most people can't.
It's possible,
dude. We sound like the 2 biggest Conor fanboys.
I don't know how. It's super possible. What do you mean? Dustin Poirier striking is up there, but I don't know. But I just have Conor. But I do think it's definitely possible for Poirier to beat him for sure.
It's possible, but I don't know why I don't see that happening in Conor's career ever. I don't know.
That'll be sad though. If Conor loses, that'll be sad.
Okay, yeah. We're gonna move on to the big one. UFC 254, Khabib versus Justin Gaethje. So this is for the lightweight title. This will be at 2 a.m. on Sunday. So that will be Saturday night, 2 a.m. for Malaysian time. Man, okay, so let's look at the main card. Main card, we have Magomed Ankalaev against Kutalaba opening up. Cynthia Calvillo against Lauren Murphy. Volkov against Walt Harris. That will be the third fight. Co-main event, it's going to be Robert Whitaker against Jared Cannonier. That's possibly a contender fight. And Khabib Nurmagomedov against Justin Gaethje for the lightweight championship.
That's a pretty fucking fun main card, to be honest with you.
Not bad. I'm probably going to watch all of it. Let's get right into it, man.
Let's get it.
Khabib against Gaethje. So when Khabib, after he had his first win in the UFC, he was 17-0. Right now, he is 28-0. So he has had 12 wins in the UFC. Right now his record is at 28-0. It could just be something that we'll probably never see again in MMA, at least not for a long time. It's quite insane, man, and amazing, dude, like his accomplishments.
I've got faith in Izzy, bro.
And if there's anyone that's going to come close to beating Khabib, I think Izzy could be the one. Let's look at Gaethje's record, dude. This guy. So when Gaichi first stepped into the UFC, he was 17-0. His first fight against Michael Johnson, he had a 2-fight losing streak after that. He got finished twice, once by Eddie Alvarez and another time by Dustin Poirier. After that, he went on to compile 4 finishes in a row. James Wick, Edson Barboza, Donald Cerrone, all of which were first-round knockouts, and Tony Ferguson, which was, I think, by far the most impressive performance we've seen from Gaethje. That was a 5-round fight, and some say it could have been stopped in round 4.
Yeah,
what do you think about that fight, dude? That was a crazy one.
I think it was apparent that Gaethje's striking is just better than Ferguson. He was too fast for him. Footwork was better. Mm-hmm. I think Trevor Whitman just figured that shit out.
The Gaethje that fought Ferguson compared to Gaethje that fought Alvarez or Poirier, he'd probably knock out that Gaethje within the first round.
100%.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is true or not, but they said that there was a change in mindset where instead of being the most entertaining fighter, he wanted to become champ.
I heard that as well.
Yeah, back to the Ferguson fight. I think it was pretty much over after the third round.
Yeah.
He got knocked down in the end of the second round with an uppercut. But that was pretty much the only good punch or solid punch that Ferguson had. And by the end of the fight, Ferguson's face was fucked, man.
It was bad, man. I think by the end of the 4th round, I was legit thinking, why isn't the referee trying to stop the fight? They stopped the fight 3 minutes and 40 seconds into the 5th round. I thought that it could have stopped the fight in the first minute of the 5th round already. I remember thinking like,
yeah,
it was just really hard to watch, man. It was hard to watch.
It was a good stoppage by Herb Dean, though, because the jabs that Gaethje landed to end the fight, that was not fight-ending jabs. But you can see the impact it had because all the accumulation of hits.
He went over to Gaethje and like commend him.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know
100%.
how they were able to do that, man. I just think that he should be... It's crazy, man.
Back to the Gaethje and Khabib fight. I think the first grappling exchange will be super interesting to see.
Okay, what's interesting about this fight? Justin Gaethje, he's gonna swing as hard as he can. Okay, like what he says, he's in there to produce car crashes with every exchange. And man, Justin Gaethje can hit hard, dude.
Gaethje seems so confident too.
Does he seem confident?
He does sound super confident. He just has all the trust in Trevor Whitman, man. You can tell. And if anyone can make a game plan to beat Khabib, it's got to be Trevor Whitman.
But he only decided to commit to making a change to his fight style after the second loss he had against Dustin Poirier. You take your first L and you think that, you know what, I'm 18-1 right now. I could, maybe the next fight, I could just fight the same way I've always been fighting and it might work out just like it has all the other times. But after you take 2 losses in a row, he did the right thing, man.
Yeah.
And we can see it right now. It shows, dude.
So I think the game plan for both guys is pretty straightforward too, right? Khabib wants to pressure you.
Tell me about it.
Get you against the cage, tire you out, take you down, and then probably stop you in the 3rd or 4th round. Which might be how I see the fight happening. I see Khabib drowning him and then finishing him in the later rounds. Gaethje wants to beat him with footwork, never have the cage behind his back, never go past those black lines on the canvas, keep circling, leg kick, and try to land bombs. That can happen too, because Gaethje's footwork seems to be on point lately. And we all know how hard he can hit and how crazy his leg kicks are. Like, some people say Conor, maybe, but with Gaethje's wrestling pedigree, I think this, apart from Tony, maybe, is Khabib's toughest test in the lightweight division.
Just gonna quote Javier Mendez. He says that Conor is actually the the toughest test in his opinion. But a fight's a fight, man.
A fight's a fight, and obviously Javier Mendez knows than my stupid ass, but that's just
he knows. He knows, dude. But,
yeah, he definitely knows.
A fight's still a fight, dude.
Yeah,
he might be wrong. You might be right.
Javier just probably sees how the level of striking Conor has and compares it to Gaethje's. Maybe he's under the impression, or his opinion is that Conor's striking is much better than Gaethje's. Who knows?
I don't think it's only the striking factor. I think it's how Conor has actually had first-hand experience fighting Khabib. He did well in the first round, and he's aware that Conor and their team is gonna make some really good adjustments, and they'll probably do better in the second fight.
If a second fight happens.
That's what I think. If that's gonna be the biggest pay-per-view sell of all time.
100%. 100%.
If
Conor gets a win against someone like DP, they're giving him a title shot. Let's not kid ourselves here.
They're giving him the title shot right away, dude. Khabib mentioned it in one of his tweets. He said that if Conor beats Dustin Poirier or Ferguson, he will give him a title shot. Khabib's gonna do what everyone expects Khabib to do. He's gonna put on the pressure, get in close, grapple, take him to the ground, push him up against the fence, and take him to the ground there where he's the most comfortable. And he's gonna start smashing. Like you mentioned earlier, Rav, it's gonna be so interesting. Khabib actually shoots the first time, like whether he gets it or not.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if he can back
how-
Justin up, or is Justin just gonna like outwork him.
So I've listened to maybe 50 pro fighters' predictions about Khabib Gaethje.
Yep.
I can tell you that there was only one fighter that actually thought that Gaethje was gonna win, not by luck.
Stylistically.
Gaethje is, yeah. You know what I mean. He actually thought that Gaethje was gonna pull it off, and it was Curtis Blades.
Oh really?
And I found that really interesting. Yeah, because Curtis Blades is a wrestler.
Interesting.
Let's say 60-40, maybe even less, 70-30, they pick Gaethje to win.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of mentioned, like they expect, I can't stop thinking about this, dude. Like the fact that Daniel Cormier, DC, he said that Khabib gives him a hard time when he actually takes DC to the ground. When Khabib's on top of him, his top pressure it actually gives DC a hard time. And DC is a heavyweight, straight up heavyweight.
Luke Rockhold too, man. The stories of Khabib in the training room is like legendary. Like everyone just says he's next level, and like you see it in the octagon too. Like no one's been able to stop him.
I mean, if you want to compare, his performance in the octagon is exactly like how people talk about him in the training room. That's the crazy part. So I don't see reason to actually doubt all those stories.
100%.
Even though they're biases, like because they're teammates of his. But
I think Khabib is going to draw on him. We've seen Gaethje exhausted before, and I think that's going to happen.
Yeah. That's exactly what I have in mind, Ralph. Like, if Gaethje wins, chances are if Gaethje wins, it's most likely going to be in the earlier rounds because it just gets harder and harder for him.
Yep, I agree.
Even though he holds that he holds that knockout power until late.
Unless Khabib finds it hard to take him down, and Gaethje he's landed some hard leg kicks.
That's the thing, Ralph. That's the thing.
If you get some hard leg kicks in, tag him a few times, anything can happen, man.
So if Gaethje manages to stuff the takedowns early, like similar to when Conor fought Khabib couldn't put him against the fence for the first couple of minutes. It kind of dented Khabib's gas tank a little bit because if you look at the rounds after that, round 2, he took Conor down and smashed him. But of course, Conor, he put up quite I would say one of the better defenses against Khabib's takedown that we have seen so far. And Khabib took round 3 off because of that. Or maybe he wanted to strike with Conor. But I choose to believe that I think Khabib took the rounds off, man, in round 3, where he actually tried to take Conor down in the 3rd round. He couldn't.
Yeah, but he didn't. He
shot
didn't
a few times, dude.
Really try. But I think it's a mixture of things.
He didn't chain it up.
He was recharging his batteries a bit too. I think he felt comfortable enough to like try to test his stand up because he knew Conor's power wasn't as dangerous as it is in the first 2 rounds.
Wasn't the same, dude. It's
Especially
way different.
after he's.
So what happens if for the first round Khabib tries really hard to take him down and he can't? And if that happens in the second round as well, like you were saying, Ralph, a lot of it is going to depend on whether Khabib can actually back him up to the fence.
Just to make him work. He doesn't even need to land a takedown, but just make him work so that he'll get tired.
It's going to be,
and then his punches won't mean as much.
So the thing about Gaethje, like let's say if you apply pressure on most fighters, they're going to back up. You know how Khabib always rushes in with his flying knee? He always does a flying knee just to get his opponent as close to the fence as possible, and he does it any way he can. I think that the type of fighter Justin Gaethje it's in his nature, if Khabib is coming head first, he's going to swing. He's not like most fighters. I think that's a big factor about Gaethje.
He's got to be careful too, though,
being
because
able to win
if
this
he
fight.
misses that swing and then now he's against the fence, that's where Khabib wants him to be.
Have we seen anyone try to put a choke on Gaethje before? I don't think so, right?
No, I don't
not
think
even
so.
A submission attempt. Yeah, that's crazy,
See, that's
man.
the thing.
Not even a
We
submission
haven't really
attempt.
seen Gaethje's takedown defense, man. Everyone says he's a good wrestler,
We haven't.
but we've only seen him kind of go against strikers a little bit.
Alvarez took him down for a little bit. Yeah, Dustin Poirier, I think he probably got him down for a little bit. Nothing
I
solid.
guess it's
no
a
one
different
helped
Gaethje too.
Gaethje
You
down.
want to compare to Gaethje then, but my official pick is Khabib 4th round submission.
Submission, 4th round, eh? I think that's a very, very common pick. Man, Ralph, I think I'm gonna have to say the same, dude. 4th round.
4th round
Yeah.
submission?
Yeah, round 4. I think Gaethje's gonna get submitted. But I sure as hell is hoping for a crazy knockout by Gaichi, dude.
Man,
And
I don't
also,
think I can see. I don't think I want to see Khabib lose. But I don't know. I love Gaethje too. But fuck, Khabib just lost his dad. Imagine he loses. I'm like, fuck, man. 2020 is not a good year for him if that happens.
man,
He definitely has extra
if
motivation for this fight too, though, with what happened
he
to his
does,
dad.
dude. He does. Man, if Khabib loses, he could very well just retire right there.
I think if he wins, he might as well just retire. I think his dad wanted him to fight Tony too, so
Yeah.
I guess anything can happen. Hopefully he doesn't
Yeah.
retire though, because if he does retire, that's such a shame for the sport. Because Khabib's
Okay,
such a great ambassador for the sport, like inside and outside the cage.
Khabib has done a lot for the UFC, dude. Like, if you compare about the fan base that he's built up, it's crazy, dude,
Yeah.
from Russia.
Yeah. Shall we briefly
Okay,
touch on
we'll do-
Cannonier and Bobby
Yeah,
Knuckles?
we'll touch on Robert Whitaker versus Jared Cannonier. I think possibly a number 1 middleweight contender fight. So winner of this possibly could fight for the title next. So Whitaker lost his middleweight title to the current champ, Israel Adesanya.
Yep.
This was last year. Fought
Melbourne,
again
Australia. We were there. Woo!
Yeah, Whitaker fought again 3 months ago against Darren Till. He won that fight. It wasn't really a one-sided fight. It was back and forth, dude.
Back and forth, but Robert
Till
won
ain't
it.
no punk, man. So Cannonier, this guy's an interesting contender, dude. So he started off as a heavyweight throughout his amateur and the first half of his professional career. He went down to light heavyweight after his second fight in the UFC, and I think he fought 5 times in the light heavyweight division, losing to Reyes, Jan Blachowicz, Glover Teixeira, pretty much top 5 contenders right now at this moment. And then he went down to middleweight and made his debut. So he generally has a smaller frame than even most middleweights. Like, he's just muscular and real strong, dude. And that's the thing about Cannonier. Like, his mindset is, he still has a similar mindset to when he was fighting at heavyweight. So that's the reason why when he fights these guys in the middleweight division, he still feels like he's the bigger guy. Okay, pretty much everyone he's fought in the middleweight division is the lengthier fighter. He's on a 3-fight finishing streak, all TKOs. Jack Hermanson, Anderson Silva, and his first fight in the middleweight division was David Branch. All finishes. So this guy's got crazy nasty power, dude.
Yeah, crazy nasty power.
The Killer Gorilla, hence his nickname.
Izzy seems to really think that he's the dark horse of the division and that he's going to fight him
Yeah,
next.
and I mean, you gotta make a pick. Who do you think,
If
Ruff?
I have to make a pick, I think I'm going to go for Bobby Knuckles, man.
What, is that who you want to win or who you think's gonna
I think
win?
it's going to be Bobby Knuckles is going to win
Okay.
by decision. That's my official pick.
Cannonier's the favorite.
Oh, yeah?
Slight favorite. Cannonier is 1.8.
Mhm.
Robert Whitaker is 2.0 to win.
Yeah, who do you got?
3-round fight.
Mhm.
I almost forgot. Yeah, I think Whitaker is going to get the job done. I think most likely it's going to be a decision, but Whitaker could knock Cannonier out as well.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just feel like we haven't really seen Cannonier tested at the top level. And if he can beat a guy like Robert Whitaker, then he definitely deserves a title shot. But I just don't think that we've seen enough of him fighting the top guys
Yeah,
yet.
only Hermanson, I would say.
That is true. Yeah,
That
and he
was
did knock
his,
him out with that beautiful
yeah.
punch. But Robert has
Dude,
gone against the who's who of that division. man.
Everyone, dude, everyone. It's crazy how Whitaker's actually the underdog in this fight, right?
Yeah. That is pretty surprising, actually. I mean, I guess it's a slight underdog, but I would expect it to be
Man.
the other way around. I think Robert's striking is too good. Did you see what happened with the Anderson Silva fight? He leg kicked the fuck out of Anderson Silva.
Yeah. Dude, no matter how good of a striker you are, things change once your leg gets fucked up, dude.
Yeah, yep. So we actually have the same
Oh.
picks for both the main and co-main, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Whitaker, dude. So final pick, Whitaker by decision. Yourself, Ruff? What did you pick, Ruff?
Whitaker by decision.
The week after Khabib. That's a good one. Uriah Hall against Anderson Silva. Exciting.
Yeah, but who else is on the card?
Greg Hardy.
Oh, really?
Bryce Mitchell. Ooh,
Oh,
Bryce
fuck
Mitchell,
yeah.
Andre Feely.
I love me some
That's a
Bryce
hard
Mitchell.
fight.
Against who?
I think that's a
Feely.
Andre Feely. Yeah, I think that's a tough fight for Bryce Mitchell, but
That's-
he's probably gonna sub him.
That's a good test for sure.
Oh my god, someone else I've recently become a big fan of, Bobby Green, dude.
Yeah, he's on a
This guy's
roll, man.
good. He's fighting Thiago Moses. This guy did beat Michael Johnson in his last fight.
Yeah.
Alright, that's a wrap for this week, boys. Hope you guys actually enjoyed the content and the breakdown. Make sure you guys remember to subscribe. Click the subscribe button right down there. Like the video. Share it with your friends, any fellow Malaysian friends. They can be from anywhere. Anyone who's actually interested in UFC, MMA. That's what me and Rav do.
Anyone that
talk fights.
wants to make money, because our picks
Anytime.
for this fight card is a fucking sure win, right? 100%.
I mean,
if you don't make money off our picks, I
Don't
won't
come
pay
calling.
back. I won't pay back. Don't come calling.
We'll see, man. We'll see after this card. And all right,
Peace.
see you guys.